For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. The 4-3-2-1 YouTube has been the most meta and effective formation and set of custom tactics on FIFA and EAFC 24, of course. Now, probably for the last 2 or 3 years, it is an amazing formation. But before we get into the custom tactics, YouTube, drop this video a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So, without any further ado, let's get into the custom tactics. So you are definitely going to want to use balanced on the defensive style. Like I've been saying in a lot of my more recent videos over the last couple of days, pressure on heavy touch and press after possession loss have been heavily nerfed in my opinion on this patch. I was actually well on board with pressure on heavy touch. The more and more that I used it before the patch had dropped, the more I was starting to like it, and I was even thinking of putting out a set of custom tactics with using the pressure on heavy touch. But ever since the new patch has dropped, your stamina gets drained so much when you are using it. It is actually scary. So for me now, I stay well away from it. I do not think it is good anymore. I really don't. I think it drains your stamina too much. And also, I don't know whether you agree, if any of you do still use the pressure on heavy touch, but I feel like sometimes when you're expecting it to press, it doesn't press, and then when you're not expecting it to press, it presses. It's really random. I feel like they have nerfed it for a reason. So that's why I am using balanced on the defensive style. The defensive width, I've actually now gone a little bit more wider than my previous set of 4-3-2-1. So I've now gone up to 44 on the width. Yes, I know it's a bit of a random number, but if any of you don't know what the 44 width does, or in terms of just this latest patch try and forces your defensive structure out wide. I think EA did it to try and stop the switches of play and to try and help with the byline meta. That, in my opinion, is why EA did it. I could be wrong with that, of course, but that's the vibe that I get, that's why they did it. So because of that, we kind of do need our defensive structure now to go a little bit more narrow than it would normally be. So that's why I've gone to 44. I was using 40 before, like on my previous 4-3-2-1, and I was actually still experimenting with it. I like it, but there was just a few instances in the game, and I don't know whether any of you agree. Let me know in the comment section down below. There was just a few instances where I felt that like my team was actually a little bit too narrow, and I don't know whether you agree. So that's why I've upped it to 44, and ever since I've used now 44, I actually really like it. You know, like I really like it. I think it is a good viable option. So the defensive depth, this is where there has been a bit of a change, YouTube. I have gone a little bit more aggressive. Yes, you know my defensive side of the game, I like to be aggressive, but at the same time, with my spreadsheet and my data, I always do a trade-off. If I'm conceding too many goals for my liking and conceding too many XG, expected goals, I then know the defensive depth or the defensive width or just the structure of the team isn't right. So I was using 55 on the depth, and that's something that I like. I think you can use that. I have now upped it to 58. I like it. I know, again, it's a bit of a random number, but I just felt with the 55 depth, sometimes I was standing off my opponent and almost like giving them too much respect. For my liking, you know, my defensive structure, I like to be aggressive. I like to be in my opponent's face. I don't want to give them the room or the respect that I feel like they don't deserve. So I upped it to 58. All of a sudden, I was winning the ball back high up the pitch. We were scoring more goals and also conceding less goals and conceding less XG, expected goals. So I thought, you know what, it obviously does work, right? So that's why I am now using this little holy trinity, I call it here. The balanced on the defensive style, 44 on the width with 58 on the depth. The offensive build-up, play and chance creation is, of course, YouTube, balanced and direct passing. It's never going to be anything other than that. One thing I would say, though, long ball direct passing. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Long ball and direct passing could be a viable option in the near future. I'm using it more and more, and I'm telling you it's good. I am telling you right now, it is good. But me, I do prefer the balance of direct passing. I score more goals with it on my spreadsheet and my data. Everything I say backs it up with the balance of direct passing. The offensive width. Now, you will know that I go very narrow normally in the 4-3-2-1. And I still do go narrow, but not as narrow as I was before. So on my previous set, I was on the 40 width. And I don't know whether any of you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comment section down below. I was finding that my team was actually, even for my liking, just a little bit too narrow, really. So because of that, I've gone ever so slightly up. I've gone to 43 on the offensive width. I don't even know if it really makes much of a difference, but in my head, I feel like my team is now a little bit better structurally in terms of the offensive side of the game. I feel like I do have a little bit more width in it than I do with the 40 width that I was using. And again, you know what I'm going to say? My spreadsheet and my data back it up. We are scoring more goals with the 43 width. Players in the box. I'm not even going to go into any detail with that. That is, of course, 7. The more players that we have in the box, YouTube, the more likely we are to score a goal. 2 corners and 2 free kicks. Custom tactics done. Let's get into the player instructions. Now, my striker is, of course, as always, on stay central and getting behind. Remember, in the 4-3-2-1, we do defend in what I would call a 4-4-2 because of what I have my left centre forward on and my right centre forward on. So my striker, because of that, needs to be on stay central and getting behind. And I think it is so needed on the 4-3-2-1. I do not want my striker at all, and I don't know if any of you agree or disagree. Again, let me know in the comment section down below. I do not want my striker venturing out from that middle of the pitch. I want my striker in there, controlling the game, right there in the centre of the pitch. That's what I want my striker to be. The getting behind, pretty self-explanatory. I also want my striker to be making penetrating runs in behind. Pretty simple when you look at it like that. My right forward is then also on stay central and getting behind. The reason being, like I said, we defend in a 4-4-2 in the 4-3-2-1. So I need my right centre forward to be the striker with my actual striker when we don't have the ball. But then when we get the ball, he tucks right back in there to that right centre forward position. Very, very key in my opinion. That then brings us nicely onto the left centre forward. And remember, like I said, we defend in a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball in a 4-3-2-1. What the left centre forward does, he tucks nicely back in next to my Hadji into that left midfield position. But then when we get the ball, he pushes straight back up into that left centre forward position. Again, a bit of a key point of why direct passing is needed, because when we get the ball, our players quickly go into their attacking positions very quickly. That then brings us nicely onto the left centre mid, actually. And I have changed it, YouTube. Yes, I have changed it. You would not believe it. So, I would normally have my left centre mid on getting to the box for cross and cover centre. I still do. I still have that. But I have now gone with get forward on him as well. So, my left centre mid will really get forward. Almost push into that number 10 position. Almost like a shadow striker or a support striker role. He will push straight in there. And the getting to the box for cross as well is so needed. Like I say in all of my videos, YouTube, the more players that we have in the box, the more likely we are to score a goal. It's very simple when you break it down like that. It is so simple. The cover centre as well. I want that left centre mid to cover the centre areas of the pitch. It's very easy to break down when you think of it like that. The middle centre mid, my Yaya Toure, I want this player to play like the Rodri role, the Boubacar Kamara role up the Villa. That's the roles that I want this player to play. I'm not interested in my central midfielder breaking forward or breaking the lines or getting to the box for cross or anything like that. So because of that, stay back while attacking and cover centre. My central midfielder my middle central midfielder there will not leave that centre areas of the pitch. He will stay back when we are attacking, making us a little bit more defensively solid in the transition as well, which is very needed. And also, he just sits there, gets the ball and gives it to the better attacking players that we do have. A very underrated aspect and a key point is that middle central midfielder, in my opinion. My right central midfielder is then on completely default settings. Yes, you guessed it, YouTube. Completely default settings. So, everything, I don't touch it. Balanced attack, balanced crossing runs, normal interceptions, stick to position, and cover wing. The cover wing is very important because remember, our left centre forward, our Griezmann, tucks into the left midfield of a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball. And then our Iwobi, my right central midfielder, will then be the right midfielder of a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball. That's why I always like to use an attacker in that right centre mid role. It's kind of just something I've always done on the 4-3-2-1, and it's probably something I will always do as well. Very underrated point. I then don't attack with my right back, YouTube. So my right back is on stay back while attacking. I don't attack with the right back. Kind of think of him like an inverted fullback, but they don't go into midfield. They kind of just play like an inverted halfback. They kind of just play as like a third centre back. You know, that's what that right back does. We defend in a back three, and because of that, my left back is the one that is on join the attack and overlap. So my left back will be the one bombing on. That is a tongue twister, by the way. Will be the one bombing on. Try and say that really fast. My left back will be the one bombing on down that left-hand side. So join the attack and overlap, providing us the width from the left-hand side. A very key and underrated point. I want my left back to really help out because we've got our right back on stay back while attacking, our left back can really bomb on down that left hand side and help out. Both my centre backs completely default, stay back while attacking, normal interceptions and stick to position. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper is on, comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my brand new updated 4-3-2-1 custom tactics video for you. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube, please drop it a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.